meeting with his cabinet on Monday, the leader of the United States, ever an adherent to the adage overpromise and underdeliver, pledged to sign the biggest tax break ever. Just as they told the president that Obamacare revoke was a splendid, hammer-dunk initially move for his organization, so too his consultants are revealing to him that duty change is another easy decision. A political masterstroke. They are incorrect about that. At any rate, with regards to Trump. Since Congress seems unfit or unwilling to proceed onward nearly anything, any tax reduction charge, not to mention the greatest and best ever, as the president imagines, should be genuine difficulties. In any case, the genuine issue for Trump isn't another authoritative disappointment, however a triumph. To summarize the unfading expressions of Admiral Ackbar, the tax reduction charge is a trap. In the event that Trump really signs it into law, he should sign his political passing warrant. I say this not on the grounds that tax reductions are an awful thought, or disagreeable. Nor in light of the fact that assessment help will be constantly portrayed, as it generally is by liberals, as a giveaway to the rich. The reason the tax reduction charge is a risk to Trump is that it's the one final thing keeping the greater part of his own gathering in line behind him. A standout amongst the most inquisitive storylines in Season 1 of the President Trump Show is that such a large number of Washington Republicans, inside and outside Congress, are still on board, openly in any event, with a president they unmistakably slander and scorn. His own Secretary of State could conceivably have called his supervisor an imbecile. A regarded Republican congressperson openly scrutinized Trump's fitness and solidness and said he was moving America to the verge of World War III. An uncommon direction is forcefully seeking after affirmations of debasement and arrangement that could go the distance to the Oval Office. Trump's survey appraisals are, to get a word, miserable. He has more than once offended the Republican Senate pioneer and his partners. Looked with all that, particularly after Charlottesville and Puerto Rico and unending Twitter fights and easy-going lies, you may think any number of GOPers, who famously put a need without anyone else notorieties and vocations, would have escaped at this point, notwithstanding calling the president unfit to serve in office. A large number of them certainly imagine that, however none of them has ventured to state so openly. Not yet. There's a justifiable purpose behind this, and it isn't so much that they are gutless miracles, however some without a doubt are. Trump still has one critical last undertaking before he can be tossed to the wolves. He should sign a duty change charge. From that point onward, the wolves can have their quarry. Think ceasing a president purportedly plunging us toward World War III may very well be somewhat more imperative than passing another round of tax reductions? All things considered, at that point you don't comprehend the Republican Party, or possibly what's left of it. The present GOP is a heartless, brainless mammoth, a zombie from the Reagan years, when it had its last new thought. From that point forward, the gathering dependable have characterized their needs around whatever their present pioneer, intrigue gatherings and thoughtful news outlets say they are. A couple of years back, for instance, it was viewed as unpatriotic, even traitorous, to propose the Iraq War was an oversight. In 2016, that very charge won Trump the South Carolina essential. Unhindered commerce, monetary restriction, country assembling, all GOP benchmarks that were superciliously tossed out of a brilliant Trump Tower window with scarcely an expression of discord. But, that is, for tax reductions. This, the characterizing issue of the Reagan upheaval, is the last binding together thought the Republican Party has cleared out. A thought that even Trump, in all his discussion about conveying a destroying ball to the country's capital and his own gathering, has been opposed to dispatch. Expense change long has been the objective of strategy pioneers like Speaker Paul Ryan. In one survey appointed by Ryan Partners, almost 50% of Republicans say it's their best need, and 75% call it a noteworthy one. I'm not a rival of tax reductions, and I have a tendency to trust that assessment alleviation can help any number of Americans. Yet, it's not lost on anybody that among the recipients are substantial organizations and well-off Americans, a large number of whom have enlisted costly lobbyists to get this bill passed. Once marked into law, The Republican tax break design will give billions of dollars back to almost every part and supporter of the GOP foundation. To DC Republicans, that is well worth bearing an insane tweet sometimes, or mouthing support for a divider that will never be fabricated, or gesturing ascension about an exchange war that will never happen, or notwithstanding standing observer to frightening diversions of one-upmanship with insane despots. That is the reason each corporate exceptional enthusiasm for Washington, each lobbyist and about each expert is holding their fire, and their breath, in the time of Trump. They need to get their bit of the tax reduction pie, and getting in battles with the president would just be a destructive diversion. In any case, once Trump signs that bill, he faces his most serious risk. Republicans will at long last have an accomplishment to keep running on as they look for re-election in 2018. Their contributors and supporters will have a prize that evaded them through 8 years of Obama, who switched the Bush-period tax reductions and influenced them to feel like Scrooges who destroyed the worldwide economy. Basically, they won't require the president any longer. From that point forward, the investigative group gathered by extraordinary direction Robert Mueller can do its most exceedingly bad. Mueller would really be helping GOP pioneers out. With an expense charge behind them, the greater the better, you will see more Republican individuals from Congress freely reviling the president, and appearing far less persistence for tedious battles with a VIP sports figure who annoys Trump or assaults on the president's disfavored Republican existing apart from everything else. You won't see pioneers observing unobtrusively as Trump empowers disruptive essential difficulties against occupants. What you will probably observe is genuine development toward an all-around support adoption in 2020, should the president even make it that far. What's more, if Mueller shows any confirmation of impropriety with respect to Trump or his group, don't search for a horde of Republicans to hop to the president's resistance. Amusingly, in an organization loaded with incongruities, the president's initially chance at ordering a bit of significant enactment may likewise be his last.